And you know what? I totally get that sometimes people are just being a jerk and they don't want to help you because they're just being mean for whatever reason. But I'm not talking about those kind of people. When in that video, when I'm saying, and I'm not directing this at you, I'm just using your comment so I could make this point. But when I say, when you are deciding to have children, you need to go about it thinking, no one else in the world is going to help me. Is that right? Is that fair? Should it be that way? No, no, and no. Is that what I'm saying should happen? No. People have been putting words in my mouth since I posted this video. What I'm saying is, if whether or not you can successfully raise a child is contingent upon you having everybody be all hands on deck, that is concerning. For example, way back years ago, my former sister-in-law needed help, needed somebody to make sure her daughter got off the bus and that she was watched until she got off work. Because at the time I was staying at home, I wasn't working, I was able to do it. Now, side note, I wasn't asked, I was voluntold. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. The moment I needed to go back to work and start working again, and I told her, it wasn't a pleasant conversation. She was yelling and screaming and very upset that I would no longer be able to watch her child. But I needed to pay bills. I needed to work. So in that moment, I'm being made to feel like the bad person because I can't make sure that her child gets off the bus and watch her child. At the end of the day, in a perfect world, our village would just be an endless amount of people who have the time, money, and resources to help us take care of our children. It is 2024. People have to work long hours at their own job or multiple jobs. People are stressed and burnt out, and they don't have money for the therapy and health care that they need. So not only can we not get the mental health care that we need, the average person, but if you have a physical health care issue, you can't even get the care for that. So people are walking around with back pain and migraines and foot pain and dental pain. People are walking around in pain and they're just having to suck it up and deal with it. The average household is a 2-income household. And in most cases, those 2 incomes still aren't even enough. So everybody is stressed out, tired, in pain, trying to figure out how they're going to pay their bills. And then on top of that, they're expected to be all hands on deck and pitch in and help you raise your child. What I'm trying to get people to understand is it's not 1950 anymore, where we're all at home. Black people were never afforded that opportunity. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. But even when we were working, things weren't as expensive as they were now. And people had a lot more leisure time than they do now. People aren't sitting out on their porches and just chilling the evening away anymore. People got to go to work, and they got to go to work for a long time, multiple jobs, and sometimes not feeling their very best. I love and adore my friends. However, if any one of them were to have a baby right now, I would be able to help like in a pinch, but it's not something that I could consistently commit to. When my kids, if they decide to have children, I'll be glad to pitch in to help them get a nanny. Don't get me wrong, I ain't leaving my babies high and dry. But as far as me babysitting consistently, no. Now, I say that now, and if they have kids, I'm going to be like, oh, my babies, who knows, I don't know. But long story short, if you're deciding to have children, and the only way you can successfully parent is if everybody around you is helping you, that's just something to think about. And even if everybody around you is willing to help you, life changes. People change. Sometimes people are like, oh, I didn't realize this was hard, I overextended myself, I'm going to have to pull back. Or they might get a new job and they can't do it anymore. Or they might move and they can't do it at all. Or a health issue happens, or they go through some kind of crisis in their lives. The village is not the same as it used to be, not necessarily because we're walking around being assholes. It's because it's 2024 and the world isn't what it used to be. Life be lifing, and circumstances out of our control are no longer allowing us to be the village that we used to be. And that's all I'm trying to say.